All right, we are live. This is something new that I'm going to be doing where after the live trading session, I'm going to do a live stream with you guys. And I'm also going to join a Discord call in case any of you guys want to review the market with me. But I'm going to be going in detail on the day. It's something I already do on my own, but just figured why not do it as a live stream if I'm already going to be doing it. So, um, as I'm doing this, I will be recording in my journal. The journal is right here, and I'm going to be talking about everything that happened so that way I can film the market recap. So, January 2nd, 2024, Thursday. Alright. So, start off, I'm going to pull up all the charts that I need. So, going into the market this morning, let's look at the chart on NQ. Going into the market, I noted that we had London and Asia, and it seemed to me like London pushed into a key level because if I go to the hourly chart, I can mark out this hourly order block here. And then if I go back to the lower time frame, you can see here that London did in fact push into that 1 hour order block. So this is a big learning opportunity because on one hand, London did push into a key level, so I figured that this should be a London reversal New York continuation day. But you can't only base, like, hang on. Let me try and get the chat up. Where's the chat? What? Let me just refresh YouTube here. Okay. Okay, there's the chat. Yeah, because what happened was we had midnight right there, and then we had this 1 hour order block. Okay. Because then we also had a previous day's high here. Yeah, we had previous day's high right here. So the SMT was like that. Actually, we ended up getting SMT all the way with this high as well. Okay. Um. Okay. Now what were we talking about? So then, what if this was a New York reversal day? What key level did New York push into? What key level? Like, we have a 1 hour order block right here, but we don't really tap into it. I think it's this order block right here. This series of up close candles. So because it's a series of 30-minute candles, it's like still like somewhat significant. If it was just I don't know. It's one of those things. It's like a 30-minute order block you wouldn't think would be super significant, but it ended up being somewhat significant because this was the final move higher. Um, yeah. So this OB was incredibly significant because it was the final move up. This was the final move up before that larger move down. So see that? The final move up before the larger move down. Because this order block really is the final move up before the larger move down. That's why it's a little more special than normal. This is like the final one. Okay. Alright. So based off of that, So then we had SMT, SMT like this. So two different SMTs. Okay. So once we get these SMTs and push into this order block, I mean these London's lows and Asia's lows become incredibly strong draws. And then you'll know if I turn on session stat map, check this out. What did we do? We went up to set the session manipulation. And then we went to the session distribution. So very interesting. Right from one to the other. I mean, you'll note as well that along with this idea, this is a pretty good accumulation range. And so what happens here? We inverse this 5 minute. Off of this order block. Man, that's actually so insane. We inverse this 5 minute off of that order block. Right to the session distribution level. So yeah, we also got a nice 5 minute inversion. Here, let me show you that real quick. Solid start, we keep pushing. Yeah, that's crazy. Surprised he wasn't using the session stat map here. You would think that he would, because this is like... I mean, it was right, like the session stat map was like perfect. I mean, genuinely, that was kind of crazy. But as well, you'll just note, like, look at how generated all these lows look. trees look the way they do. I mean, that's a sign the market's going to come back and run then. Yeah. So then what I'm thinking is, was there a 15-minute change to delivery? Like right here. So that's interesting. There was not a, yeah. There was not a, I don't even know what you call it. There was not a obvious 15-minute change in state of delivery, but on the 5-minute, you'll note right here there was one. And we go perfectly tap into that, which is right above the session manipulation level. That's crazy. If any of you guys want to join and talk to me in the Discord, feel free. Yeah, so like I said, all this combined was reason to think we were gonna run down and take all this out. So there we retest that 5-minute CISD. Now, I guess you could also say this was a CISD, but it really doesn't matter. They're both CISDs in a sense. So here you can see we retest that. If you measure out standard deviations, yeah. See Asia's lows right down there at around the 2 to 2.5 standard deviation. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it just makes sense. Like, once you get here, this is kind of where you want to take profit because this is the end of this liquidity here. I mean, it just kind of makes common sense. Like, this is where the end of the liquidity is really. So you're gonna want to take profit around there. This is the end of this giant accumulation range. Like, if you draw it out like this, it becomes a lot more obvious. What's this? This is more of like a gap. So you want to just take profit at the end of this. Okay. Alright. Boom. And boom. So this will be trade. I'm going to start at trade 53. This was a trade that I actually took. So delivering from this 5-minute breaker, I actually took this overlapping with this 5-minute for value gap. So this is trade 54. Okay. So delivering from this 5-minute breaker. Overlapping with this 5-minute fair value gap. On the lower time frame, you get a breaker that forms. So that was kind of lucky that the session manipulation level lined up so well, because I honestly didn't see that. So we have a 5-minute breaker and then a 1-minute breaker delivering from that 5-minute breaker. And we have a data low here. So this is a trade I actually took. Stop loss above that. Down to the data low. It was a 4-1. It was essentially already a 1 setup for life because we had an inversion. But what you're doing is instead of entering on the inversion, you get a better entry by entering on the breaker. And it was just such a high quality breaker. I was like, yeah, that's like there's no point in entering on the inversion. I'd rather just enter on the breaker, and then yeah, you get the breaker entry instead. So I mean, theoretically, with all of this in mind, you could have entered at that breaker, um, and gone all the way down to the session. Oh my gosh, could you imagine? So this is your 5-minute CISD, remember, as well. So you could enter at the CISD, or you could frame a lower time frame entry. Okay. I'm gonna get some water. I'll be back. Alright, I'm back. So, where were we? We're looking at the lower time frame entry. Yeah, like, I really do think trades like that are possible. Because all you're doing is, instead of entering on that 5-minute entry, after that 5-minute entry happens, you just wait. And then you get that 1-minute entry. Like, for instance, like, so you get this giant SMT, this reaction off this order block, and then you have your 5-minute CISD, which a lot of people will just enter right here, right? So people will just enter right at that 5-minute CISD right here. But, and then they go run all these lows. But why would you do that if you can refine it down to this 1-minute breaker and then get an even better entry? So, anyway, yeah. Alright, let's get rid of everything here. Let's talk about the other trade that I took. that was trade 53 actually. Trade 54 was essentially, I saw that we swept all this out. We came up. We formed a 5-minute breaker. And we inversed this 5-minute. So I thought, okay, we got the 5-minute breaker. We inversed this 5-minute. Let's go long here. So I entered long to target this high. But the issue is this high is protected by these SMTs, and I kind of forgot about that. So in a normal world, this trade might have worked, but we had protected highs here by the SMT. L121. So the idea here is we got. Here, let's take a screenshot of the entire thing. A I wonder, did Dodgy take any trades? Let's check. Sorry, I'm just kind of getting tired. So with all that said, let's look at Dodgy's trade. Ugh. If he took a trade. Yeah, Dodgy just took that one setup for life for the most part. Looks like it. And he did I guess a free live webinar, but he did this trade in lifetime on accident. Which is interesting. Alright, I think I'm gonna end the stream and film the market recap. I think that's good enough for today. I covered all the trades and yeah. I mean, I took a really good trade today. I just also happened to take a loss, a 1-to-1 loss that was copy traded. So we move on to tomorrow. So, all right, I'll talk to you guys later.